Hi there and welcome back, where I am absolutely overjoyed to say we're going to be checking out WAGAKKI Band's new song. Well, it's a cover, but still their new song, PHONY, that just came out. And yes, I am overjoyed to be talking about WAGAKKI Band again. It has been a little bit of a while, but hey, they're here with a new video for this song. It's also the first time I've listened to a song. I know it came out a little bit before, but I wanted to do the whole thing together and really take in the whole enjoyment of it as a completed release. And you know what? As anyone who's been following this channel for any amount of time will know, I am a massive fan of several things about this group, which I really like to hear them carry forward and which I really was looking for in this song, which is obviously Yuka Suzahana's amazing voice. I still would say that she's one of the best singers out there. I mean, when it comes to band singers, she's my favorite. I think she's just got a beautiful voice. On top of that, we have the amazing implementation which makes WAGAKKI Band so famous of Japanese instruments into modern music, into that contemporary rock sound that works so well for them. Those are the key things I'm looking for. Those are the key things I'm sure you, if you're a WAGAKKI Band fan, are also looking for. So let's talk about, does this song work and what is this song? Well, first of all, in regards to what the song is, I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the sort of nuances of the writing, as it is effectively a cover song, but what I should mention is some things here that really do play towards WAGAKKI Band's strengths. Now, first of all, I like the fact that there's a lot of key changing happening here, and sometimes key changes can sound a little bit awkward, a little bit forced, it must be admitted, and you know, in different cultures, key changes are used slightly differently as well, so not all of them sit well with international audiences. I feel everything about this, though, just the way those key changes came in the pre-chorus, then in the chorus, and then sort of going back in the verse, it all felt very natural, like the song was stepping up when it needed to, stepping back down when it needed to. Everything flowed fantastically, and it really got the most out of Yuka Suzahana's voice because of the fact that we got to hear her sort of giving the more sort of brooding, introspective almost sounding verses, and then building up to the choruses were very much on the high end. But obviously when you've got a singer who's got that kind of performance power, it's not going to come across sounding thin. No, it came across sounding strong as ever, and I really liked the sort of playfulness, how she was bouncing across all of those high notes. It felt like she was still managing to inject all that energy we're used to, but also still being able to stay nimble. Again, I'm not going to just sit here bleating about how great her voice is, hashtag no bias. It is amazing though, isn't it? So that was fantastic. And also just the way that the arrangement, again, I'm not familiar with the original, but it gave a lot of room for all the instruments to come in. There was so much happening instrumentally here. And again, it's one of those things, I don't want to hark on saying things I've said a million times before, but maybe if you're new to the channel, it's worth me pointing out that one of the things that really works in a good WAGAKKI Band song is just when all the instruments work around each other. They're not one of those bands where just everything plays at once. They're one of those bands where just a sound comes in, a sound goes out, the shakuhachi will pop in, the koto will have a little bit where it's playing quickly, and then when it's just sort of backs off and plays a few little notes just to signpost chord changes or something like that. And again, this is a song where they did that. It's a song which is very fast, very full on, and yet they found room for everything to come in and come out in this right place. It was a brilliant arrangement. Even if WAGAKKI Band do a lot of cover songs, you can't complain that they really do make up the writing numbers when it comes to the way they arrange their songs. But for all of that to work, you really need to have the song being produced well. Now, I've mentioned before that WAGAKKI Band songs, often the nicest sounding ones are the ones where they are kind of more simplified, a little bit more stripped back because of the fact that you get to hear more of a rounded sound to each of the instruments. I've pointed out before that often with a song that has a lot of sounds in it, you tend to find that each instrument, each sound has a slightly thinner EQ band so that they all have room. It doesn't just sound like one blast of everything on top of each other when you're hearing it in your headphones, especially considering modern music is usually compressed a little bit for headphone listening anyway. You want everything to have its distinct slot so you can pick it out. Now that unfortunately works a little bit against the fact that, as I say, one of the strongest qualities of the band is when they do have all the instruments playing at the same time in a song with a big arrangement like this, that's when they tend to go for those slightly thinner mixes on everything. But I must say, PHONY was very rounded sounding. I was really impressed by the studio work that's been done on this. You felt like the bass really felt round and it had a lot of body to it. When the shakuhachi came in, yeah, again, that's not the biggest sound ever, but you really felt all of the passion and emotion in it. The koto was a little bit thin in the mix, but that was fine. It kind of fitted nicely with what was going on here. And again, Yuko's voice, she was mixed in a way that you really got to hear that quality. It was also very nice in the stereo pan, I noticed as well. The sort of feeling that you were there. Like, listening to it on headphones especially, it really felt like you were in room with the music. It both had that sort of sheen and quality of being a professionally produced and mixed song, but it also kind of almost had a live edge, which is what you want from a band like WAGAKKI Band, who are just about having all of those incredible instruments playing at you in this sort of fantastic merger of different cultures and different styles. So yes, it had that feeling of kind of being all the best qualities of being nice, live and rounded sounding, I often say kind of tangible sounding instruments. You feel like you can reach out and touch them, but also having the sheen and polish of being studio quality. It had a good stereo mix. It was just really nicely put together, and I will definitely be on repeat listens, listening a lot more as well, to really being able to pick out all the individual sounds, which is great. You can really hear what everyone's doing in this. Also, I have to give a bit of credit for the video. This is a band who very often have really good videos. Not always, but usually there's a really good video to go along with each of their sort of big releases. And this certainly was one of them. Now, I know it has a tie-in with an anime. Obviously, you guys know, I love music. I don't know that much about anime, so I don't know about the anime tie-in. Educate me in the comments, but yeah, I'm here for the music, okay? But usually when you have those anime tie-ins, sometimes they do it a little bit too much, or sometimes it doesn't fit so well. And we've all seen sort of any music video that is kind of the theme tune for something. You have the awkward cutaways where they try and fit in the thing, it's the theme tune with the... But this actually worked really well, and I felt one of the main reasons is because they used a very bright color palette and the feeling that everything was constant motion. There wasn't too many lingering shots, everything moved along. There was also a slight bit of a mix between the animation and the live action footage when you've got like characters moving and little animations, sort of puffs of smokes would appear, or little sparks, or when I think she clicked her fingers at one point, a little sort of spark, a little light thing appeared around her hand. There was just these nice moments where the color palette balanced and all the visuals balanced as well, but also the fact that it wasn't just like, because when you've got an animation and you're picking clips out of what I'm assuming is either a whole movie or an entire series, you're going to have all different scenes. Like, here's an animation scene from when something dramatic was happening, or from when something quiet was happening, and there's all going to be different color palettes of the anime that you're picking scenes from. Therefore, the live action bits, the performance bits, they had lots of color palettes as well. It wasn't just like, oh, bright anime and then back to them in a black room. Bright anime, back to them in a black room. So no, they had them performing in that room, but with like lots of colorful like parasol umbrellas around. And then they had the sort of more close-up shots. They had the bit where they were standing on the rooftop. They had the bit which was kind of like them projected very Blade Runner onto sort of city tower blocks. And there was also a nice mixture between, there was a mixture of the sort of modern futuristic, almost Japan in the future style anime visuals, I guess you could say, and some of that traditional visual aspects, like I say, the sort of parasols and things that you think of when you think of Japan and WAGAKKI Band, to be honest. It was a nice mixture of the futuristic and the old-fashioned, and many different colors and many different clips from the anime, and bringing that all together. I mean, it could have just been a mess, but bringing it together in a way that it flowed with the rhythm of the song, that the colors all felt like they were very engaging, and where it just felt like a really fulfilling blast of just entertainment, I guess you could say. It was very visually arresting. So yeah, I felt the video was really nicely handled as well. And I did like, even though you can kind of tell that it's all a mixture of green screens and performing in a room with just a little setup around them, it felt big. I like that. I like that they managed to trick your brain with all of the color and the joy into feeling big, and that nice little final swoop onto them on the rooftop. Nicely done. It kind of had a bit of a cheesy anime feel to it, but it did feel good. It felt really in keeping. Yeah, I thought the video was fantastic. So in conclusion, this is a really well delivered song. I'm really glad to have WAGAKKI Band back, releasing more of this kind of material. I felt it was both big, play to all their qualities, play to the way that they managed to mix so many things together in their sound by having a video that backed that up. It was beautifully produced and beautifully mixed, so you really got the most out of their sound. Yeah, this is a real return to form, and definitely a song that suited what they are best at doing. Their arrangement really just blew me away. I thought it was really nicely done. Loved those little bits where just the instruments were coming in and going out. So many of them that it would almost be meaningless to mention each one, but things like the shakuhachi coming in at one bit, and the way, that little guitar solo where it goes for kind of the jazzy quick sound. I could sit and just list them all, but I recommend, hey, go back and listen to it again. And if you haven't already, listen to it for the first time, because this is a great song. And if you like WAGAKKI at all, you will like this. And if you don't like WAGAKKI Band, just listen to it more. It'll probably win you over. Who knows? Anyway, I'm very happy with it. And those are my thoughts for now. Please leave your thoughts in the comments as usual. And until I hopefully see you very soon for the next one of these, for now, ciao, ciao.